May I check your ticket, please?
Those were the words with which the flight attendant greeted me as I boarded my plane. I had been looking forward to this vacation flight to visit my parents at home and was very excited about it. Of course, I showed her my digital ticket from my phone.
By any chance, do you have a printed copy?
I noticed that none of the passengers who had passed before me had been asked to check their tickets, let alone to have them printed. But before I could respond and express my annoyance, she pointed to the right pocket of my pants. Turning my gaze to my pocket, I realized that a piece of crumpled white paper was sticking out. I pulled it out, unable to see what it contained, and the flight attendant snatched it from my hands, unfolded it, and nodded in surprise.
Have an excellent flight!
She wished me as she placed a sheet next to the crumpled white paper she had checked and handed them to me. To avoid delaying the passengers behind me, I simply thanked her for the good wishes, took the papers, and headed to my seat. Once settled in my seat, curiosity got the better of me, and I checked what these two papers were. The piece of paper in my pocket turned out to be the printed version of my ticket with a handwritten note that said, "Breathe," although I never printed it, and I don't know how it ended up in my pocket. The sheet the flight attendant added had some kind of handwritten list. The handwriting seemed hurried, but reading it has made me a bit uneasy because surely someone is playing a prank on me. I want this to be written as a testimony that I don't find it funny to be chosen as the victim of this joke. That's why I'm writing this note on my phone and transcribing the list the flight attendant gave me. Rules to survive this flight. Number 1. Do not talk about this sheet with any passenger. You are the only human on this flight. Number 2. Check the time on your phone after reading this sheet. The following rules will apply based on your phone's time. Number 3. During the first hour, do not talk to anyone. People might try to talk to you, but ignore them completely. Number 4. During the second hour, you can start talking again. But if someone mentions the window, do not look outside under any circumstances. Number 5. If you hear a child crying in the cabin, immediately run to the bathroom. Number 6. If the entertainment console screen suddenly goes black, avert your gaze and do not stare at it until the flight ends. Number 7. During the third hour, the captain will make an announcement. Follow the instructions. Number 8. During the fourth hour, change seats and do not return to it until the time passes. Number 9. If you surpass the fourth hour for the rest of the flight, you will have to evade the hunter. You will recognize him when you see him. Number 10. At some point, before the fifth hour ends, the captain will announce landing. As soon as you hear it, run directly to the plane door and press the emergency button to open it. No matter what you see around, exit the plane. I'll see you outside. At this moment, it is 7:13 a.m. I have finished reading the list of rules given by the flight attendant, and I repeat that this seems like a tasteless prank to me. It's 7:15 a.m., and the passenger sitting next to me did not speak to me when he sat down. He simply opened his laptop and started writing. I guess he is one of those people who like to be left alone. Meanwhile, I am still waiting for the joke to unfold. It's 7:30 a.m., and the captain has announced takeoff, and I start to feel the sensation of us rising in the air. Heights make me nervous, so I close the window to avoid seeing it. Anyway, even though I avoided seeing what makes me nervous, strangely, I feel a knot in my stomach. I suppose that note has affected me. It's 7:59 a.m. Suddenly, the young man on my left touched my shoulder, startling me as if I had just been electrocuted. Even through my jacket, I felt his cold and heavy hand. I could see his face, and it seemed somewhat strange. His eyes are too large, with abnormally dilated pupils, the nose slightly crooked, his lips very thin and long. He doesn't look unpleasant, but something in his face is not entirely human. He spoke to me. His voice is that of a normal guy.
Hey, do you use headphones?
He asked me out of nowhere. I don't know what he means. I thought maybe he wants me to lend him mine. But before I could answer, he asked,
How would you feel if I cut off your hand right now?
What a disturbing question. I think this joke is going too far. I just made a face and decided not to answer him while I turned to look at my phone to write. It's 8:03 a.m., and out of curiosity, I looked at the passenger's computer screen next to me, and contrary to what I expected, instead of letters, both the keyboard and the screen contain symbols that don't seem to belong to any language I know. Immediately, before I could react, one of the flight attendants appeared out of nowhere and asked me,
"Sir, is this man bothering you?"
I just answered yes, and just as I finished, all the passengers on the plane turned to look at me, and they're still doing it. What could be happening?